אז שלום לכולם, ונמצא איתנו גם אנטוני, והנה אני רץ ומתחיל את הוובינר הזה. בוובינר הזה נלמד מאנטוני גם על השינויים של אצי, מי שפגש אותי לאחרונה, עשה את הוובינר האחרון של ההכנה לשינויים של אצי, אז דיברתי על המבנה החדש של הכותרות, והיה הרבה שאלות איך זה יכול להיות שבאצי רנק זה נראה שונה, ואמרתי לכם, חכו קצת. מה שקרה לאחרונה באמת יצרתי קשר עם, או המשכנו לשמור על קשר אני ואנטוני, והראינו אחד לשני את התהליכים. שמחתי להיות חלק מהצוות שלו, חלק מצוות ה-QA שלו בעצם, לעשות איתו בדיקות ולהראות לו איך פריטים מגיעים לדפים הראשונים, מה עדיף לעשות לדעתי. במקביל לאנטוני יש ערוץ לאצי, והוא קיבל מאצי גם אינפורמציה, אפילו לפני שהם פרסמו את האפדייט, כבר חלקנו ידענו מה הולך להיות השינוי, ובעצם הוא גם הראה לי את התהליכים, ובהחלט הוא שינה במערכת של ERANK את הדירוג, למי שמכיר את הדירוגים, A, B, C, D, E, אז גם אנטוני עשה את השינויים במערכת, והיום, כל מי שעד היום עבד לפי ERANK והסתכל על ובדק את המערכת עצמה, יכל לראות שפתאום הציון שלו כבר לא A, אלא הפך להיות אופי. רק שנייה, אנחנו שוב צריכים למצוא את אמא של בר. נוריד אותה מהשידור, סליחה. Anthony, sorry, just there is a bit of a noisy here, so we're trying to find this. Found it. Okay. טוב. חשבתי שמצאתי. טוב, אז אני ממשיך. אז יש כמה עדכונים ERANK, יש כמה עדכונים באצי, ERANK נסמך עליהם. מעבר לעדכונים ולדירוג עצמו, יש עוד כמה שיפורים שנעשו בזמן האחרון במערכת עצמה, ואת זה אנטוני הולך להראות לנו בדקות, יותר מדקות, זה לפחות שעה כאן ילך. כמובן שאפשר לשאול אותו שאלות, אני אתרגם את מה שהוא אומר, ומעבר לזה, שוב, תרגישו חופשי לשאול שאלות, ננסה להרכז את השאלות כל פרק. Okay. So, Anthony, are you with us?
Yes, sir, I am. It's
Yes,
good to see you again.
Okay, nice to see you. Say hi to Anthony, everyone.
Hello, shalom.
Shalom, yeah. I teached Anthony to say shalom, and later on, goodbye.
I will learn more, I promise.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, I just told them about the change that we already talked about, me and you, about the changes on Etsy, and even in the last few months that we did all the testing, and actually you changed, ERANK changed a bit. I would like you to start with maybe 1 minute about what is ERANK, because I think there is some new users here as well.
Sure.
Most of the users already know ERANK, but it would be great if you can say a few words about your...
Yeah, so ERANK...
About yourself, of course. And about yourself as well.
Okay, yeah. So ERANK, or ERANK as it's called now, is a tool designed specifically to help people sell on Etsy. I have a background in the search industry. I've worked in the search industry for over 20 years now, and I spent a lot of time at the Microsoft search team there, and I headed up the MSN search team in Australia, and then later Bing Shopping in Canada. So I've got a lot of background in the search industry and e-commerce. And when my wife started selling on Etsy, she had a lot of trouble learning SEO and things like that. And I decided to try and help her. And as a programmer and a product manager, I thought maybe I can build some tools to help her. I did that. She started to find them useful. Her shop started to become more successful, and after a while I said, well, why don't I give this to everyone to try? And that was about 3 years ago, and I released ERANK to the world for free. People would go in and use it, and here we are 3 years later, almost, and we're talking about the latest changes on ERANK, or ERANK as it's called now, and that's the background. Hopefully that was 1 minute.
It was fast, let me translate. אז אנטוני עבד בתקופה מסוימת במייקרוסופט, במחלקת הסרצ' החיפושים, ואשתו מוכרת באצי, ואחרי איזו תקופה מסוימת הוא ראה שהוא יכול אולי לעזור לה קצת, לקדם את עצמה בעזרת מילים נכונות, תרגות נכון וכאלה, הוא הפעיל את המערכות, הכין לה איזה תוכנה, ראה שזה עובד טוב, וכעבור 3 שנים, הנה, יש לו עסק שעובד, ובעצם הוא העביר את זה הלאה. מוכר, וגם רוב הפעילות בעצם היא חינמית באטסי רנק, אבל יש כאן המון יוזרים שמשתמשים בתוכנה הזאת, לפי דעתי מעל 100,000. אנטוני, how many users are using Etsy rank now, may I ask?
On a month, probably between 50,000, 70,000 users every month now.
Very nice.
Depending on the time of year.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that.
I'm proud of you, Anthony. Okay. So we can start with the demonstration.
Sure. Did you want me to go through the latest changes and then we'll do some demonstrations of the features? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can share my screen then.
אז הוא בעצם הולך לעשות שיתוף מסך, והנה אנחנו רואים מצגת. Yes, we can see the...
Okay, now last time I think we got stuck on screen 1 or something, so let me know if it gets stuck. So I'm going to go straight into the first slide. It's the agenda, so you should see 5 items in here, is that right?
Yes, we can see 5 lines.
Okay, great, all right. So I'll talk about the updates that we've made to ERANK lately, because I think there are a lot of things, if people have been using ERANK, they'll be looking at it and going, oh, this is different, this has changed, why has it changed? And I'll talk about some of the reasons why that's changed. And then I'm going to talk about some of the new features, because we spent a lot of time working with some third parties to get some data on what people are searching for on Etsy. And we've released a couple of really neat tools that help you leverage this new data to help understand what people are searching for on Etsy. And it can really help you optimize your listings at a much greater level now. So I'll talk about that. And then in between there, I'll do some demos. And at the end, if we've got time, I'll do some Q&A. So if you've got questions, we can talk about it there. Or if there are a lot of questions that come up during the presentation, feel free to stop me and I can talk about those. So I'll go straight in.
Okay, so, just 1 minute, I'll translate. אז מה שאנטוני אומר זה שיש כאן, נראה כאן 5 פרקים, את כל העדכונים שיש באטסי רנק. אגב, אחד העדכונים מבחינתו, הצד השיווקי, הוא בעצם שינה את השם ל-ERANK במקום אטסי רנק. מעבר לזה, בזמן האחרון, אחד הדברים שקרו, שחלק מהמידע שאנטוני נותן לנו, מגיע לא רק מאטסי רנק, אלא מעוד גורמים חיצוניים, third party, בעצם חברות שהוא עובד איתם, שנותנות לו מידע, דאטה, על הרגלי חיפושים, על מילות מפתח, ולא רק המידע שאטסי נותן, הוא גוגל נותן, ואחר כך עובר לנו גם על הציונים עצמם, על הגריידס בעצם, ורעיונות איך אפשר לשפר את הציון שלנו ולעלות ל-A. אוקיי, אנטוני, thanks.
Okay, all right. So the first change, obviously, is the most visible one for me, at least, is the rebranding from Etsy Rank to ERANK. There was a good reason for that. I'd been planning this for a long time because I didn't want to be, have another company's brand within my own business. And when Etsy announced or told me about the new integrations feature coming up, they said, "Do you mind removing Etsy from your name?" And I said, "No problem at all." So you'll now see that we're called ERANK. We're featured in the integration section within Etsy. That's been wonderful for us. I'm thrilled with getting that promotion within Etsy itself, and we've discovered, or a lot of people have discovered ERANK lately because of the integrations feature. A lot of the changes that we made were because Etsy released their ultimate guide to Etsy search. I think hopefully everyone has seen this now. It was very surprising for a lot of people. There wasn't a lot of new stuff in there, but Etsy did clarify a lot of things that we had speculated about for a long time. So it was really good that they gave us this information. Etsy reached out to me a few weeks before they launched this to give me some time to get to modify some of the features on ERANK so that it was giving the latest information available based on the current algorithms on Etsy. So that was wonderful that they did that. They're turning out to be a really good company to work with. So I was very impressed with that. I found that very, very encouraging. And a couple of the really exciting things that I'm very keen to show you today, the additional data. So, for example, we now have estimated search volume for what people are searching for on Etsy. And this is something that I've been working on for about 6 months, trying to find a really good, reliable source that could give us this information, someone that was the most accurate, a trusted company that I knew had been around for a long time, that had good, strong clients. And, I found the ideal partner for us, which basically has multiple Fortune 500 companies, some really big, well-known brands around the world. So I looked at that and went, okay, well, I feel comfortable knowing that I'm using the same partner that all these other companies are using as well. So, I think it's great data that we've got here. It doesn't come from Etsy. Etsy just don't release that information. That's their intellectual property, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. So I had to find the next best option there. And, it's great. It can give you some really good insight into what people are searching for, but it's not perfect. And I want to make sure that everyone understands that it has limitations. They are estimates. They have got a massive panel of users in the US that help them collect this data, well over 1 million people, which is, from a statistical perspective, it's excellent. But it only relates to what people in the US have been searching for. So that may be less useful for the Israeli sellers out there, but if you sell to the US, it's going to still be very useful for you because you want to know what they're searching for. And for anyone that's in an English-speaking market, again, it's very useful as well because obviously it's English. Culturally, the US, Canada are very similar. To a lesser degree, probably the UK and Australia, but you can still gather very good insight into what people are searching for, even if you're outside of the US. And lastly, we added Google search volumes to ERANK as well, because I know a lot of people use, there's some great tools out there like Uber Suggest, which I love. It's a fantastic tool, and there are SEO Book and other ones, or the Google Keyword Planner. I had a lot of people...
Anthony, 1 minute, I will translate the first...
Okay, do you want me to go back a few slides?
Yeah, just one slide back. מה שאנטוני אומר זה שקודם כל, שאצי הודיעו לו כמה שבועות לפני כן על השינויים, זאת אומרת, זה דבר שככה, גם לשמחתי ככה, גם אני הייתי בעניינים, שיש שינויים במערכת ושהם הולכים להוציא את המסמך הזה, ונתנו לו בעצם להתארגן מבעוד מועד, שככה ביום שהם חושפים את זה, כבר המערכת תהיה מותאמת לשינויים עצמם. זה דבר אחד גדול שקרה. דבר שני גדול שהוא עשה, זה שבעצם הוא מצא חברה, כמו שאמרתי קודם, שיודעת לתת דאטה וווליום ומידע מה אנשים מחפשים, ומה שהוא אמר כאן בין השורות או בגלוי, זה שאם אתם מוכרים לחול, ללקוחות אמריקאים, לאו דווקא באצי, גם באתר שלכם הפרטי, תוכלו להשתמש במידע הזה, כי הוא מידע שהוא בעל ערך לאו דווקא לחיפושים באצי, אלא גם חיפושים. בעצם מה אנשים מחפשים בגוגל ובכאלה מקומות, ובדיוק על זה מדבר השקף הבא, שהוא גם מכניס המון מידע מגוגל. אוקיי, אנטוני.
Okay, all right. So on the Google data side, like I was saying, I had a lot of people contact me telling me about the tools that they use and how they had to switch between ERANK and Etsy and Google Keyword Planner or Uber Suggest and all these other great tools out there as well. So I thought, okay, what can I do to help them become more productive? And is it possible to bring in Google data as well so that people can have this in one place? And I was able to do that. I was able to get good, reliable Google search volumes, again for the US. It goes back about 12 months. And the bonus here, I think, for people now is that you can use this to understand what people are searching for on Google, but you can also use this keyword information for your own website, because I know a lot of people that I help, probably a third of them sell on Etsy, but they also sell on their own website. And having this keyword information can help them even more to optimize their own websites as well. So that's the other change that we added that Google data there. So.
Okay, I already translate this.
You did? All right.
So I already translate.
Okay, I'll go on then. So I'm going to do a few demos, if that's okay. and show you some of the ways that we've used this new data to help you understand what's going on Etsy. And one of the newest features that we've got, and I just released this late last week, is a feature called Trending on Etsy. And this will tell you what's popular on Etsy now. It'll tell you what's been going up in popularity, what's been going down. But it also will tell you what's been happening this time last year, because people want to know what's happening in the holiday season. If you sell gifts for this time of the year, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or New Year's planners and things like that, you want to know what was happening last year, because it can help you plan your listings, your product launches, and things like that. So if you don't mind, I'll switch my screen here and
I'll just
do you want to translate
something and then translate? I
Yep.
mean, what I usually do, I mean, every year before the holidays, I used to go to Google AdWords and download a list of what people are searching, that looks like or equals to Christmas gift. What they're looking,
Yep.
and I've been looking for, let's say, for October 2017.
Yep.
Actually, exactly what you said.
Yep.
And now I'll translate. בעצם הוא אומר שיש כאן כלי שאפשר לראות מה המילים הכי טרנדיות עכשיו, מה אנשים מחפשים ברגעים האלה, או מה המילים הפופולריות ביותר בתקופה הזאת, או בעונה הזאת, או היום אפילו, באצי ברגעים האלה, וגם הוא יודע להשוות את זה, להגיד מה עולה ומה יורד, וכמובן, וגם להשוות את זה לשנה שעברה, או להסתכל לפחות על שנה שעברה, כי בתקופת החגים מחפשים דברים שקשורים לחגים, ומה הביטויים הפופולריים ביותר שהיו בשנה שעברה, ואנחנו נרצה להתארגן ולשים אותם גם אצלנו, כנראה בתגיות. אוקיי.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm just going to open up my browser here. Can you see it okay?
Yes, we can.
You can. Okay, all right. So the new trending report, obviously you go into the reports here and click on trending. And this is for the pro members that are out there, but I'm sharing this with you because I think everyone on the call will appreciate this. So
1 minute, Anthony, 1 minute. Let's just talk for a second about the pro. Items or section that we can see the word pro means it's only for pro users, meaning it's a payable. Only
That's right.
Okay, this is information for the people that already registered to Etsy ERANK Pro and they paid. Okay.
Yep. So this is a pro feature. So we have 5 different sections on this page, and it's meant to give you some high-level guidance, and you can then go into another tool that we've created to get more information. So I'll walk you through the process, and then we'll switch to the demo of the next tool. So in the top, we have the top 10 search terms on Etsy for last month. So what you'll see here, especially for people that sell to Americans, will be no surprises here. Halloween is extremely popular right now.
Yes, for sure, Anthony. We are all selling to the US. I mean, the Israel will not search in Hebrew in Etsy.
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
It's very viral.
Okay, so you'll see Halloween, you'll see fall. Jewelry and gift are very popular at this time of the year, and they'll keep getting popular over the next few months. Another one that's been in the top 10 for forever is slime. I find it a little bit interesting because if you look at the graph here, you'll see that it's trending down. I don't know whether it's very popular amongst Israeli sellers, but
I can tell you that at my house it was very popular in the last year actually, and
yeah.
And it was actually the graph is exactly. I can show my kids the graph; they will agree.
Yeah. No, people get bored of it after a while. But you could search for fidget spinners and things like that. But when you actually can visualize this, it makes a big difference because then you can start to understand whether something is on the way up or on the way down, whether you should stock up on things or whether you shouldn't, and things like that. You'll see other things like Halloween costume. Women's, this is a strange phrase because grammatically it's not good English, But what I think has happened is this is something that Etsy were promoting, and it's jumped up very dramatically. Harry Potter, you know, he's still around, still very popular. And then there are a couple of other searches in there as well. I'll update this every month, so I'd recommend if you're a pro member to go in there each month, probably around about the 4th or 5th of the month, and see what happened in the previous 30 days, in the previous month, because it's going to be very educational and very useful for you. I've then got a section which I call movers and shakers, and this is a bit of, how to put it, it's a bit of a funny name to give it, but...
Just before you go to this section, let me try to translate. אז אנחנו רואים כאן מצד שמאל, הטופ Etsy Search Term, זה מה שקרה בחודש האחרון, זה הביטויים החמים ביותר בחודש האחרון, דברים שקשורים להלווין, אנחנו רואים כאן לא מעט, וחורף, והארי פוטר, כנראה שזה קשור לתחפושות וכאלה, וגם דיברנו כאן על הסליים שהיה להיט, למי שיודע, ומי שיש לו ילדים בבית, אז שיחקו עם כל הסליימים האלה למיניהם, ורואים שזה הולך ודועך. את המידע הזה אפשר לקבל, הוא מעדכן פעם בחודש, מה הדברים הפופולריים ביותר כאן. אני רגע אשאל אותו באמת שרוב הביטויים כאן הם מילה אחת, מעניין מה התגובה. Anthony, most of the keywords are one word.
Yep. This is very normal for a search engine. They are called head terms or very broad terms. This is how people typically search when they're not sure what they want. They know they want something for Halloween. They know they want a piece of jewelry for their wife or their husband. They know they want something for the home or things like that, but that's how they begin.
This is the first search. I mean, they will search, let's say, Halloween, and then they will sell Halloween's home decor gifts.
You got it, yeah. And as they get closer to buying something, they search longer and longer words or long tails keywords. That's what they use. And typically when they're ready to buy, that search term is very descriptive. It could be 3 or 4 words long. So,
okay, this I will translate.
Okay, yeah.
אז מה שאנטוני אומר, והוא רואה את זה גם כאן, ורואה מה שנקרא מאחורי הקלעים, אבל גם אפשר להבין את זה, אני הערתי לו שבאמת הביטויים כאן ברובם הם מילה אחת, למרות כל לא נשמע הגיוני שמישהו מחפש רק גיפט, אז הוא אומר, בתחילת הדרך האדם מחפש מילה אחת, ג'ולרי, גיפט או משהו כזה, זה החיפוש הראשוני, וככל שהוא מתקרב למועד הקנייה ולהחלטת הקנייה, אז כבר הביטוי יהיה ביטוי זנב ארוך של 3, 4, 5 מילים. אוקיי, thank you, אנטוני.
Okay, sure. So in this section here where my mouse is now, this is the movers and shakers, which is a funny term which really just describes or highlights 5 of the highest improving or rising popular terms and 5 that are really declining as well. And this will give you a sense of, what's happening now. Because sometimes you look at the average searches and it can be high in December and really low in July. This gives you an idea of what's going up and what's going down very quickly and strongly. And so again, we've got Halloween, we've got fall or autumn themes in there as well that are all going up, and that's very typical at this time of the year. So if you're catering to Halloween or to fall in the US, then you may want to explore these keywords, and you can click on them and get more keyword ideas, and I'll show you that in a minute. On the other side, this is the listings that are dropping. So these ones are less popular in September compared to how they were in August. So peridot, that was the August birthstone. So if people are buying jewelry, for whatever reason they're looking for peridot, that's dropped off dramatically in September. That's very normal for birthstones. And you can see that if you can see where my pointer is here, August was very, very high, and then it dropped off dramatically in September. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind is wedding seasons. So in the US and Canada, summertime is the best time to get married, or the most popular time to get married. Now it's getting colder. You know, people are still getting married, but not as often. So wedding gifts declining. Bridal shower gifts, they're declining as well, just because of the seasonality that goes with weddings. So it's another good thing to remember. If you sell multiple things and you know that weddings are dropping, then maybe you want to stock up on winter clothing or fall accessories or blankets or whatever it is, so you can balance, so that as one product is dropping, you can stock up and appreciate other items that are going up. And there's
or at least use the seasonal keywords, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like if you sell summer clothes, maybe at the winter you need to sell it as resort clothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me translate this.
Sure.
בצד הימני של הטבלה אנחנו רואים כאן את הביטויים שבהשוואה לאוגוסט, או בהשוואה לספטמבר, הוא משווה חודש, כן, ספטמבר לעומת אוגוסט, מה החמישה שעלו הכי למעלה, אפשר לראות שכל ההולווין עלו ממש למעלה, ולמטה, עם החץ האדום, זה מה שצנח למטה, וזה, חלק מהם זה אבנים שקשורות לאבני אוגוסט, מה שנקרא בירדסטון, חלק מהם הוא הסביר כאן שעונת החתונות, זהו, נגמרה כבר, זה היה ביוני-אוגוסט, וכרגע פחות מחפשים מתנות לחתונה, ולכן יש לזה צניחה. אז הוא הציע או להתארגן על ציוד לחורף לקראת החורף, ואני הצעתי גם, אולי שווה, יש גם ביטויים שהם ביטויים עונתיים, שמדברים על, בוא נגיד ככה, אותו צעיף יכול להיות צעיף אביבי וצעיף סתווי, אז שווה להחליף את ה-keywords לפעמים. אוקיי, אנטוני, thank you.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do now is I'll move down to the next section on the page, which I find really interesting from a historical perspective. So what I've got here for people is what was popular October, November, and December last year. So we're in October now. It's very handy to know what were the most popular search terms in October last year. So you can see slime last year was really good. You know, we know that's declining. We've already talked about the graph and how that's declining. But we know that Halloween was still popular in October. Christmas decorations were starting to become popular. And you can see what this is. This is a hint. This is telling you that last year people were starting to look for Christmas decorations. So now is the perfect time for you to get those listings ready. Do your keyword research, take your pictures, get them listed. Quilts were also interesting. And, you know, that's because it's getting colder here now in the US and Canada. So quilts were becoming more popular. Throw blankets were becoming more popular. And we want to stay warm. Chunky knit blankets, Anthony, they're all becoming popular now. So.
You're totally talking about coldness, and if you can see, we are all with t-shirts here. It's so hot.
I've got a sweater on. I'm cold.
No, but
I'm coming to visit you.
Of course. You're always welcome in Israel.
Thank you,
That's my place for sure. אז מה שהוא מראה כאן בעצם זה מה היה ב-2017, מה מילות המפתח באוקטובר, והוא כבר נותן לנו, תראו את נובמבר ודצמבר, מה חיפשו בשנה שעברה, ואלה מילות המפתח שנרצה להשתמש בהם. אני אשאל אותו רגע אם אפשר למיין את זה לפי קטגוריות, מה שפחות נראה לי. אנטוני, can we somehow sort it by category or something in this page?
No, but that's a really interesting idea. When you say category, do you mean like putting
if
together
I'm selling jewelry, I want to know the popular words for jewelry at this time of year. You know what? By section or something, or by category of Etsy.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that. You know, it's very interesting. There are some complications with that because there is ambiguity, I guess. So jade, for example, could be considered, you know, in the jewelry category, but it could also be considered a color. So I need to think about that more. I really like the idea. It may not be perfect if I do release something like that, but, you know, maybe you can exercise some own human judgment and decide whether it's useful for you or not. But I really like that idea, so thank you.
אז אני אתרגם, כי הוא חומה, אז אני אתרגם. הוא אמר שזה רעיון טוב באמת לעשות את זה לחלק גם לפי קטגוריות, רק לא תמיד אפשר לתפוס את הקטגוריה הנכונה. הוא אמר לדוגמה על ג'ייד, זה יכול להיות גם צבע וגם לפי, זה יכול להיות גם אבן, אז הוא לא תמיד ידע למיין לקטגוריה הנכונה, ואני כאן מצטער שלא ביקשתי ממנו אחוזים על הרעיון, אבל יאללה שיהנה. בן שואל כאן שאלה, בוא נראה. זאת אומרת, האם אני, and maybe I can search for keyword, Ben is asking if he will search for keyword and see the graph. I mean...
yeah, I'll show that in a minute.
Okay, so Ben, like long sleeve wedding dress. And this is the next screen, right, Anthony?
It's going to be very soon now. So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I continue?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So now I'll quickly go over this bit here. But in November, December, you can see what's popular in those months as well. So this is historical, but it's forward-looking, if that makes sense. So you can see what is likely to happen again next month. So you can personalize gift. You know, it's Christmas season here. People love personal gifts on Etsy, and it shows in the graphs here. Ugly Christmas sweater.
We know about it.
If you've seen pictures of American families with these horrible... You know about it? All right, good. I don't need to explain the differences then. So they all become very popular at this time of the year. And you can read through the list here. But what I find interesting is when you start getting to December, sometimes there are big movies that are released. So last year there was a new Star Wars movie that came out. I think there may have been something with Wonder Woman as well. So people look for those things on Etsy around about that time. Be very, very careful with trademarks. You don't want to be getting in trouble for, you know, using trademark terms inappropriately, but it's good to know that people are looking for these things. You can be clever and come up with ways to help them discover your listings.
Okay, I'll translate this, Anthony. הוא אומר שרואים את הביטויים המובילים, הוא אומר, הנה, רואים גם וונדר וומן וסטאר וורס וכל מיני ביטויים כאלה שגם קופצים, והוא אומר כאן, תהיו זהירים, אל תשתמשו בטריידמרק יותר מדי, זאת אומרת, בסימנים רשומים של אחרים, כמו וונדר וומן וכאלה. אנחנו כולנו מכירים כל מיני סיפורים, כמו הנסיך הקטן, שכל פעם שתעלו פריט שכתוב עליו הנסיך הקטן, תקבלו מייל גם מאצי וגם מהנכדה של אנטואן, זה ברח לי השם, אבל זה שכתב את הספר, אז כמובן לא לרכב על הצלחה של אחרים, אבל למצוא את הדרכים איך להראות את הדברים שלנו, ולדעת שאנשים מחפשים ברגעים האלה גם דברים שקשורים לוונדר וומן. אוקיי, אנטוני, thank you.
Okay. There's one other thing I wanted to point out here, which is planner stickers. And so around New Year, it becomes very popular in the US and Canada, Australia. And if you sell stickers, then it's a good thing to note because a lot of people struggle straight after Christmas. It's like, what do I sell now? And you'll see here in December, very, very popular and even more popular in January. So I just wanted to point that out as something that is forward-looking and can help you prepare your shop and your listings in advance. Okay. So if you... We good? Did you need a...
Yeah. There is a question. They said that these lists are showing actually one words that's you know are not they're expected to see a long tails. Actually, I mean most of the people. And I'll translate again what you said a few minutes ago.
Sure.
זאת אומרת, הרשימות, מירי כאן אומרת שהרשימות מעט מצומצמות, או לא מראות שאנשים לא מחפשים ביטויים שמתאימים לציורים או לכל דבר אחר. אז מה שאנטוני אמר, שבדרך כלל אנשים מחפשים, מתחילים עם ביטוי כללי, ואז אחר כך מצמצמים. זאת אומרת, יכול להיות שהם יחפשו את המילה home decor, ואז הם ירדו לרמה היותר מדויקת שהם רוצים wall hanging, מקרמה או משהו. אבל חלק גדול מהחיפושים מתחיל במילה כללית, ורק אחר כך מצטמצם. שזה דרך החיפוש של האדם, ביום שהוא מחליט לקנות, או מחליטה לקנות, היא כבר תחפש משהו יותר ממוקד. אוקיי, thank you, Anthony.
Okay, all right. So keep in mind, this is a very small sample, but it's meant to give you some ideas and think proactively. But what I want to show you now is the Keyword Explorer, which is the other tool that we've just released with the new data that we've got. So I'm going to quickly describe what goes on, and then I'll give you a demonstration of that if that's okay. So the Keyword Explorer, you know, it's a page filled with a lot of information, and I'm going to talk about it quickly about each section, and then give you the demonstration. So first of all, what we highlight when you search for something in the Keyword Explorer is the estimation of how many times that is searched each month. We'll also give you an estimate of the number of competitors that you can expect, competing listings that you can expect, and how engaged people are with those listings. So some of this isn't new for ERANK or Etsy rank users. We have switched from a color coding system to a gauge, so you can get a better understanding of how popular or how much competition there is for different keywords. But that's one of the first things I wanted to point out there. And you can see that the most popular search terms have got a full bar like this, and then it gets less and less. And I can show you that it will make much more sense in the demonstration.
So just let me translate.
But I'll get through the next. Yeah, sure.
Before we're going deep down. אז בעצם מה שהוא כאן מראה זה שעכשיו אפשר בעצם לחפש עוד, הוא יצא לנו הדגמה, איך הוא מחפש מילת מפתח, ואפשר לראות כאן גם את רגע, יש לי כאן רעשים ברקע, אבל... מישהו החליט לנסוע. אוקיי. Sorry for the noises. אז יש כאן אפשרות למצוא מילת מפתח, לראות גם כמה חיפושים היו, או הערכה לפחות של כמה חיפושים בחודש יש על המילת מפתח הזאת, כמה מתחרים וכמה engagement. engagement זה מעורבות לפריט, שאנשים יותר מגיבים אליו, יותר משתאים. בעוד רגע ננסה להבין לעומק מה הכוונה במילה engagement. ניתן לו לעשות את ההדגמה ונבין לפי זה. ובין, או מישהו שאלו כאן האם זה גם לפרו, אז זה לא בן שאל, סליחה. This also a pro feature, right? Anthony?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Let me just clarify. רוב הכלים שנראה כאן היום, וזה חלק מהעניין, זה לא את הכלים המתקדמים, הכלים של הפרו. כן. So we are with you, Anthony.
Okay, great. All right. So the next part I wanted to highlight here was the graph here, and this shows you how the popularity of those search terms changes on Google and Etsy over time. And for Etsy, we've got about 15 months worth of historical data. For Google, it's closer to 12 months. But you'll see in this example here that Google and Etsy are very, very similar. Occasionally, you'll see items or terms that are more popular on Etsy than Google, and that's kind of mind-blowing in some respects, but it happens. You know, Etsy is a very specialized search engine. Google is very general. But typically you'll see some sort of pattern where both Google and Etsy sort of follow the same line. The scale may be different, but that's what I'm trying to point out here with this curve here.
אז יש
Do you want me to go through the other points and then you try?
Sorry, יש כאן שני גרפים, אחד של גוגל, חיפושים בגוגל ואחד חיפושים באצי, ואפשר לראות שלפחות במקרה הזה שהוא מציג לנו כאן, שהגרפים די הולכים אחד עם השני. מה שאנשים מחפשים בגוגל, באותה דרך מחפשים כנראה באצי. Thank you, Anthony.
Okay, all right. Now the other thing, and this is where it gets really powerful for people, it has... With this tool, with the Keyword Explorer, you've got access to millions of related searches and long-tail keywords. And I'll show you some examples in just a second here, but you can see what I've highlighted on the screen here, variations of Halloween wreaths and related terms. So you'll see other Halloween items, you'll see other wreaths, and you'll see a little indicator down here that'll give you a hint if it's a long-tail keyword or not. And we also have a graph to help you visualize if it's a long-tail keyword or not. And, you know, I like long-tail keywords because they typically are what people are searching for when they're close to buying. They're very descriptive and they have a higher conversion rate than those one-word search terms. So when I see something that has a little dot in this green section, to me, I'm encouraged by that. That tells me that this is probably a long-tail keyword. There's probably a good chance that people search for this and are likely to view the listing, favorite it, or buy it. So I try and find keywords that are in this area on the curve here. It's not always going to work for people, but if you like long-tail keywords, if that's part of your strategy for SEO, then I recommend people look at that as well. Do you want to translate?
I won't, but I'll try. בעצם, שוב, אנטוני מדגיש שדרך המערכת כאן אפשר למצוא מילות מפתח, לדוגמה הוא חיפש משהו שקשור להלווין ויצאו לו עוד ועוד ביטויים, והגרף מצד ימין שהוא הבליט מראה כאן, ככל שזה נוטה יותר ימינה לחלק התחתון, שם נמצאות מילות המפתח הארוכות יותר, ששוב הוא אומר, אני הולך איתו, זאת אומרת שהוא אומר שאנשים קונים בדרך כלל, או שמחליטים כבר לקנות, אז רושמים את הביטוי הארוך, כבר היותר מדויק. אם בהתחלה חיפשתי שרשרת זהב, אני אחר כך כבר הבנתי שאני רוצה שרשרת זהב שנראית, עם טבעות, או שרשרת זהב עם מעוינים או משהו כזה, או משהו כבר יותר מאפיין, יותר ספציפי. לאט לאט אני ארחיב את החיפוש, או יגדיל את המילות מפתח שאני מקליד, ומתוך, מהרגע שהחלטתי שאני מחפש, שוב, שרשרת זהב גיאומטרית, כבר בצורת מעוינים, אז כבר החלטת הקנייה מגיעה, ושם אתם רוצים להיות עם מילים, עם מילות מפתח, עם זנב ארוך. Yes, Anthony, thank you.
Okay. Okay, and the last thing I want to point out before we get into a demonstration is the Google data that we've got in here, which is in this section here. So if you've got a website and you want to figure out what keywords may be good for you, you can have a look at the Google searches to get an idea of how often it gets searched each month. But there's also data here from Google AdWords, and this is very interesting because it tells you how many advertisers are competing to be on page 1 for those keywords. And if it's 0, there's no one. If it's 1, there's a high level of competition. This is a very important column that I pay attention to a lot. And the other one I pay attention to is the Google CPC. This tells me how much people are prepared to pay to appear on page 1 of Google search results. And if I see something there and I go, wow, they're prepared to pay $1 or more for every click, what does that tell me? It tells me that they know something is right about this keyword. They know it is worth spending $1 or more for every click. There's something there, and I look at that as a very good hint that this is a good, strong keyword. If there's a high CPC and there's a high level of competition, that tells me there's commercial intent. It's a good keyword to consider putting into your listing on Etsy or into your website. So this is really useful information for you that can help you in ways that we've not been able to see before for Etsy shops.
Okay, so I'll translate. I almost translate to English. אז בעצם השדה החשוב בעיניו כאן, זה השדה, שלושת העמודות האלה כאן, שלוש העמודות שאנחנו רואים כאן של גוגל. הוא אומר, גם תראו את הווליום, כמה חיפושים היה בגוגל על הביטוי הזה. בחודש האחרון גם תראו את הקומפטישן, אם זה 1, התחרות גבוהה, אם זה 0, התחרות מאוד נמוכה. אנחנו רוצים ביטויים שיש עליהם הרבה חיפושים והרבה תחרות. והעמודה החשובה ביותר זה ה-CPC. CPC זה cost per click, מחיר להקלקה, מחיר להקלקה בדולרים. זאת אומרת שאם מישהו מוכן לשלם הרבה כסף בגוגל, זאת אומרת כבעל עסק מוכן לשלם, נגיד שאני מוכר טבעות אירוסין, אז אנחנו נפגוש כאן שהדיימונד אינגייג'מנט רינג עולה $3 או $7, או בעצם מה שאנטוני אמר, יותר $1, זה אומר שמישהו מוכן לשלם הרבה כסף לקדם את המוצר שלו, כנראה שהביטוי הזה מאוד חזק, הוא יודע משהו שאני לא יודע, והייתי בהחלט משתמש בביטויים האלה, בעיקר את הביטויים שה-CPC מאוד גבוה, שאנשים מוכנים לשלם הרבה כסף בגוגל, על מנת לקדם את עצמם. Thank you, Anthony.
Okay, all right. So I think at this point, let's have a demonstration, right? I think it's good to see the tool in action.
אותנו איזה הדגמה בעצם עכשיו, אונליין. Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know, is there a term in here, Liren, that you would be interested in? Slime?
Slime, I do not want slime.
Not interested?
Oh.
Okay.
I'll give you an example, okay? I'll take Ben's question. Long sleeve wedding dress.
Okay. Well, let me start with wedding dress, because I think it's better to start with something broad. So give it about a couple of seconds, because it takes a bit of time to pull all the data together. So I started with wedding dress. This is not a long tail keyword. This is a head term. And what you'll see here is, on average, there's about almost 50,000 searches per month on Etsy. There's a lot of competition. Over 50,000 listings, could be 100,000. We don't know. Etsy will only give us 50,000 as a maximum. So if you see 50,000 plus, there's a lot of competition there. Very high engagement. So that's good. It's a very popular item on Etsy. You can see through here, we've got 12 months of Google data here, extremely popular on Google, also very popular on Etsy. Obviously, Google is huge, right? So it's going to be larger in this case. you can hide the Google graph and see what's happening on Etsy. This trend doesn't look too good to me for weddings, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's just one of those years when people aren't falling in love enough. But you know, that's fine. People are still going to get married, right? But where it gets really interesting, I think, is down in here.
אני לא מבין למה יש ירידה בתקופה הזאת, הוא ציפה לראות עלייה גדולה בוודינג דרס, ואיך זה יכול להיות שעכשיו יש דווקא לא כזה גבוה. יכול להיות שהתשובה זה שקונים בשלב מוקדם יותר. אנטוני, maybe the women are buying the wedding dress earlier. I mean, sometimes that...
Very true, yeah.
November, at the winter or something.
Yeah, I mean, they're expensive. You could be shopping for a bargain and buying it off season. So, you know, there could be many reasons for it. I don't think it's something to worry too much about. Not like slime, which may not be very popular in another year or so. Down in here, related searches. This is really interesting here because these are the terms that people have been searching for on Etsy that are related to wedding dress. So you'll obviously see wedding dress, you'll see lace wedding dress, boho, and so on, right? Bohemian. What were we looking for? Long sleeve? I think it was long.
Yes, long sleeve wedding dress.
Yeah. So you see what I did there? I just put in long just to filter down the results because there were probably 200 related searches that came back in the tool here. So you can see long sleeve wedding dress. Now, if your friend's interested in this one, we can click on this and get more information about it. So I'm just doing that. It'll take a second to load up.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have the information for long sleeve wedding dress. Fewer searches per month, that's understandable. This is a long tail keyword, right? Very specific. I look at that and go, okay, this is actually a very good term to have. There's not a lot of competition. 9,000, 10,000 listings. That's better than 50,000 or 100,000. So this is good. This is a good word as I see it here, and very high engagement as well. So people are searching for this and they're really clicking on the listings and favoriting them. So it's a very good sign.
Anthony, the 4,665. Yep. This is on Etsy?
Yep.
Okay.
This is on Etsy. Yep.
Okay. אז מה שאנחנו רואים כאן זה טבלה בעצם כמה חיפושים היו באצי בחודש, בממוצע בעצם לביטוי הזה, ואפשר לראות שהתחרות היא רק 9,000, זאת אומרת, תחרות לא כזאת גבוהה בתחום הזה, כי זה כבר ביטוי זנב ארוך, ויש כאן ה-engagement, שזה אומר שיש מעורבות גבוהה, אני אנסה רגע להבין ממנו איך הוא מודד את ה-engagement. What exactly is the engagement? How can you measure engagement? Or how do you measure engagement?
So we look at the data that Etsy gives us for engagement. We look at the number of listings and how many views those listings and how many favorites those listings get. And then we rank them accordingly. So we've got a 100-point scale. So listings that are like very high, you can see the bar is almost full here. These are some of the most heavily engaged with items. There's a very good chance, a very high percentage of people click on the listings when they search for these terms.
So once again, you're checking actually how many favorites, and you do not check the sales
and views. No, we can't do that.
And do you think that Etsy or maybe you doing so, checking the time that people are on the listing? I mean, they visited the listing itself? You understand me? Let me explain. I mean, sometimes people are going inside a listing. I mean, clicking on a listing, and coming and going back after 2 seconds. They saw the photos and go back to the search. And sometimes I'm staying at the listing. I mean, I'm reading. I'm scrolling down. Maybe it's something that Etsy is checking as well.
Yeah, it could be. It's something I can't help with. I don't have access to that sort of information from Etsy.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. But does that answer your question about the engagement?
It does. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So again, as you can see here, the trends, it looks like it became very popular on Google in January, so maybe people getting married in the coolest part of the year. Not really sure. I don't know the industry very well here. But again, you can hide the Google graph if you like, and you can see that what it looks like on Etsy. It looks very turbulent, but you know, with an average of 4,500 searches per month, I think this is a good word. The pointer tells me that it's actually quite popular on Etsy too, relative to other search terms as well. It might not be in the long tail section, but I still think this is a good word or good phrase to have and use in your listings. And then we've got some other variations again as well. So if you want to look at further ideas, you can go down through here. I don't think there are many terms with long sleeve in there, but again, you can filter out. Oh, no, there's quite a few in here. So you can explore. That's the idea here. We've got millions of keywords in our database now. So, you know, get in there, do what I did, like start with wedding dress, and then get more specific and click on the listings, click on the links here to get more information about those words. Okay. That's what I wanted to show
I think Ben is selling actually wedding wedding dresses, so now he's a bit disappointed that everyone will know it.
I'm sorry, Ben, you asked. But hey, you know what?
Ben, it was a joke.
If you've been selling these for a while and you've got good ratings and good feedback, you're at an advantage as well. So keep that in mind. Etsy do reward good sellers that provide excellent customer support and make customers happy. So yeah, but it's there for everyone. You know, it levels the playing field for people that are new to Etsy. Now you've got access to a lot more information, and you can make decisions with some knowledge and some data and facts now, rather than guessing. Okay. It makes it a lot easier for new sellers on Etsy.
We have a question. Levia asked about the competition. When do you think it's high and when do you think it's low? Competition. I mean, we saw. I guess we saw 9,000. It's very low. I mean, at the wedding dress, right?
Yeah. Look, it's relative to a couple of things here. So if you're a brand new shop, competitive keywords can be really hard for you to rank well for. So you may want to try and get some keywords into your listings that'll have lower competition around the 10,000 mark, may be very good for you. If you've been around for a while and you've got a 5-star rating and you've got a good reputation on Etsy, I wouldn't worry too much about competition, because you know what? Etsy probably look at you and go, you're a very trusted, good seller on Etsy, and they'll probably rank you higher for those highly competitive ones. So I don't stress too much about that, because I think that for those reasons, you know, that I just outlined. Also, keep in mind that not everyone is an SEO expert. A lot of people on Etsy just list stuff, they put all the keywords there, and they don't optimize. So if you're using tools like this and listen to what you teach people like that have got an advantage over these other listings as well. So, you know, I'm not giving a really good, clear, definitive answer here, because I know people can do extremely well with highly competitive.
The translation I will do exact. I'll try to
sure.
translate right. אז לויה, מה שהיה כאן השאלה זה, או התשובה, מה זה competition נמוך או מה זה תחרות נמוכה? אז קודם כל, קודם דיברנו על גוגל. רגע, יש כאן איזה רעש.
3 תינוקות להשקיף, אני לא הולך להשקיף גם אותך, הבנתי? שרידו, כנסו למיטה לישון.
מה, לירן? אוקיי.
כן, יש רעשים בבית, לויה.
סליחה, מצטערת רגע, אני
חיביתי לה, אוקיי. אז ככה, אבל מה שהיא שאלה זה לגבי מה זה competition נמוך וגבוה, אז קודם כל התייחסנו לגוגל. בגוגל פשוט יש שם מראה 0 או 1, שזה נוטה ל1, זה אומר שיש תחרות גבוהה, ו0 זה נמוך. אבל כאן במקרה הזה ראינו את זה על אצי, כמה מתחרים יש באצי, אז על הביטוי הזה יש 9,000 search, זאת אומרת, עולים 9,000 פריטים. 9,000 זה מאוד נמוך בתחום החתונות, בתחום המזוזות מעץ זה תחרות גדולה, שגם ככה אין הרבה. אז זה מה שהוא גם אמר, תלוי בתחום שלך, מה התחרות, ויותר מזה, ככל שאתה מוכר חדש יותר, יהיה לך קשה להתחרות על המילה wedding dress, או על הביטוי wedding dress, יהיה לך הרבה יותר קל להתחרות על הביטוי long sleeve wedding dress. שכאן זה ביטוי עם זנב ארוך יותר ופחות מוכרים משתמשים בזה. ועוד דבר שאנטוני ציין, ואני גם הולך איתו, רוב מי שמוכר באטסי לא מבין בזה בכלל. הוא לא יודע אפילו לרשום מילות מפתח, והוא זורק סתם מילים באוויר ומקווה שזה יצליח. וזה לא אתר שמקווים בו, צריך לעבוד בזה ולכתוב את מילות המפתח הנכונות, ואנחנו מקבלים אותם כאן בעצם, זה חלק מהעניין. בואו נראה רגע, הייתה כאן עוד שאלה. How do we have access to Etsy date search? Is it based on seller decide or it is on data from buyers? I mean, the search terms are from sellers or are from buyers, Anthony?
These are from buyers.
From buyers, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is very good information for people to have.
Okay.
I did want to show a couple of other things as I skipped over it. You know, by default, it sorts the results by the number of searches. If you're interested in Google, you can click on the column here and you can see what's the most searched on Google. You can also check out the competition. And my favorite bit is looking at the CPC, because if I sort by highest to lowest, I've got a good idea of what keywords have the highest commercial intent. So long sleeve bridal dress, I know there's very high competition on Google. They're paying about 68 cents per click. You know, that's pretty good. If I was to go down to here, and I'm seeing open back, long sleeve wedding dress, they're paying a lot less. Now, it's still high competition, but I'd be going, why is that? Maybe there's something not quite right with that, or it could be a really good opportunity for you to get in and create a new niche for your business. So I like this information. It can really help you if you've used Ubersuggest or the Google Keyword Planner.
Mm-hmm.
You've now got all that information in front of you.
Okay.
And then the last thing I just wanted to show was that a lot of people have asked, you know, can I download this data onto my computer and work with it offline? And you can certainly do that. You can export to CSV or to Excel. You know, I really want to give everyone, you know, the opportunity to play around with the data more and use it as you see fit.
Okay, so let me translate it. אז גם כאן אנחנו רואים שיש את הטבלה של הגוגל, שגם את התוצאות מגוגל, לא רק מה באטסי מחפשים, אלא גם בגוגל, וגם כאן יש את העמודה האחרונה, שזה הגוגל CPC, זה מה המחיר לקליק שאנשים מוכנים לשלם, ואפשר למיין את זה, לראות מה הביטוי החם ביותר, שאנשים מוכנים לשלם כמה שיותר כסף. האם יש התאמה בין בגוגל לאטסי? אז אני לא חושב שאטסי מסתכלים על גוגל ונותנים מחיר גבוה יותר, יש להם את האלגוריתם שלהם לגבי הקמפיין הממומן, מורה, אבל הייתה כאן עוד שאלה סליחה, ועוד דבר אחרון שהוא אמר זה שהיום אפשר כבר להוריד את זה, לחוץ כאן על המלבנים למעלה, אפשר להוריד את זה לאקסל או ל-PDF ולקחת את הקובץ לעצמנו. מעבר לזה הייתה כאן עוד שאלה של לירן, מה ההבדל בין הביטויים הנפוצים כאן לאלה שאטסי מציע בסטטיסטיקה? הביצועים שאנחנו רואים כאן זה מה שאנשים חיפשו באטסי, הביצועים שיש לכם בסטטיסטיקה זה מה שאנשים חיפשו ולחצו והגיעו לחנות שלך. זאת אומרת, את לא רואה את הביטויים שלא הגיעו לחנות שלך, וזה רק ביטויים שכבר יש לך, בתוך הסטטיסטיקה הפנימית שלך. אנטוני, someone asked about what are the different between the statistic that Etsy, that I can see the statistic on my shop and the statistics here. So, of course, it's other things. I mean, the statistic on my shop is only keywords that I have at my shop, right?
That's right. So what you've got on your Etsy shop statistics are very narrow to the words you've got in your listings already. If you're struggling for ideas on other words, then this is a tool that can really help you. You know, it's a good question. I don't know if you've seen the beta test for the Etsy search analytics. Have you seen that, or your
we saw it for 5 minutes. Exactly, and it's gone.
Same here. And, you know, I looked at it and I thought that was really interesting information because it's telling you what page you appear on and really interesting things like that. This tool is not going to be a replacement for that, but it's going to complement that very nicely. So you're going to get some really good ideas from Etsy. When that tool comes back, you take those keywords, go and then you'll get new ideas on what else might be really useful for your listing. So when that comes back, I hope everyone gets in here and has a look. The numbers, I was looking at the numbers that Etsy are providing at the moment. They're not providing the number of searches, which is a real pity. It would have been really nice to have. But they're providing things like the impressions, which is the number of times your listings might have been seen. So the numbers aren't going to be the same, but I'm really excited about that tool coming out. I think they're really doing something good for the sellers. Hopefully it comes out in the next few weeks. Okay. Shall I move on?
Yeah, you can. Please continue.
Okay. All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, a little bit about the changes that Etsy made recently. So they talked about the ultimate guide to search. Well, they released that article. I hope everyone's read that. I try and read that every week at least, you know, a chapter, just to keep it fresh in my mind and look at new ideas, because I feel like there are so many hints in here to help sellers. And if I can relay that through ERANK somehow, then I'm helping you, you know, do a better job. So, you know, if you haven't read it, please read it. I really recommend that. But what we've done is we've taken as many of the ideas and suggestions from this guide and put them into ERANK. And, you know, when people go into the system now, they'll see things and they go, what? My listing is an E grade now. Before, when I was on Etsy, it was an A grade or a B grade. What is going on here? And, you know, my first response to that is always, don't panic. It just means you've got a lot of opportunities and new ideas that you can consider. You know, it's not, this grade doesn't come from Etsy. This is from ERANK. This is based on how your listing follows their recommended best practices. It doesn't mean you're breaking any rules. So I wanted to make that very clear and upfront, that when we grade your listing, we're a little bit harsh. We're not as harsh as Etsy. Or maybe we are, but I don't think we are. But we have all these new suggestions for you. And a lot of people, when they start out, they don't know where to begin. It's like they put 2 words into their title and no tags and things like that, and they forget a lot of things. We're trying to help you as much as we can. So every possible opportunity to improve your listing, we'll put it into the suggestions. And then it's up to you. You can look at the suggestions and go, that's crazy. I don't need to change that. That's okay. You may look at it and go, oh, wow, I'm only using 7 tags. Of course I should be using 13 tags. So, you know, these are things for you to consider.
Let me translate.
Yeah, good time.
אז מה שאנטוני אומר, שבאמת בעקבות המסמך שאצי שלחו, הוא קורא את זה יומם ולילה, ואפילו יצא לי לקרוא את זה ביחד איתו ולדון בכל מיני עניינים כאן. רק רגע, עוד פעם מרעישים כאן ברקע, שנייה אחת. אוקיי. אז בעצם מה שהוא מדבר זה שבעקבות המסמך גם אצי רנק או ERANK השתנו, והדירוג פתאום נראה שונה. אז א', דבר ראשון, לא להילחץ. דבר שני, יש כאן טיפים לשינוי, לא חייבים לעשות את כולם. אני אגיד כאן רגע איזה דיסקליימר שהוא אמר כאן בין השורות. אני מציע לכם בחום לא לשנות את כל הליסטינג, לנסות כמה ולראות שזה עובד. זה עצה ראשונה. עצה שנייה, פריטים שעובדים לכם טוב ומצוין, אל תעיזו לגעת בהם. יש בהם משהו שכבר עובד, יש להם דירוג גבוה, גם עם כותרות ארוכות, וגם עם מלא מילים בתוך תיאור המוצר, ודברים שאולי כבר לא צריכים, תמשיכו איתם, כי זה עובד. אל תיגעו בפריט שעובד, זה בטוח, לא משנה מה הוא יגיד כאן, וגם, אני מניח שהוא יגיד את זה גם בעצמו, כי יש כאן עוד פרמטרים שאצי או ERANK לא לוקחים בחשבון, שזה איכות התמונה, או משהו שיש בתמונה שתופס את העין, ובגלל זה אנשים מקליקים יותר, זה הרבה יותר חשוב מכל מילת מפתח, אז זה חשוב להיאמר, שלא הייתי רץ ומשנה את כל הליסטינג, אלא בודק 5%, 10%, עושה שינויים ומנסה להעלות את הציון כאן. אני ראיתי שפריטים שלי, שכמו שהראיתי בוובינר האחרון, שמגיעים שכל הפריטים שלי נמצאים בדף הראשון, זאת אומרת, כל פעם שאני אעלה פריט הוא יגיע לדף הראשון ויישאר שם, כי אני עושה בדיוק לפי מה שאצי ביקשו, וגם כאן אני בציונים של A, אז זה כן עובד. זאת אומרת, התיאוריה שלו בהחלט עובדת, אנחנו די מתאימים אחד לשני כאן, למה שדיברנו בוובינר האחרון, אבל עדיין לא הייתי משנה פריטים שעובדים טוב. זאת אומרת, שיש לכם פריט שהוא הבסט סלר שלכם, אל תיגעו בו. זאת אומרת, אין סיבה לשנות אותו. Anthony, I just told them that they can, as you said, it's a suggestion. You don't have to do so. And please don't change. If you have a bestseller, don't change it. It works.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. Thank you. So I would, if you're looking at this for the first time, and, it's a listing that's never sold, or it's a brand new listing, and you're going, what can I do to improve it? Then, I'd look straight at the suggestions, and go, okay, what are the recommended ones? Because these are ones that I think are slightly more important, and they're usually silly mistakes that people make. The other ones, they're ones that are debatable, maybe less of an influence. They may be things to do with the description or things like that. So that's what I wanted to point out there. I gather you just explained that, yeah?
זאת אומרת, רואים כאן את הדירוג, הוא אומר שחלק יקבלו איש, ויש כאן, זאת אומרת, כל מיני סיבות, הוא מנסה להראות מה הסיבות, שזה באדום, אז משהו ממש לא בסדר, והרמות כאן זה צהוב ופחות. אני קשה לי לקרוא גם מה שכתוב כאן, כי זה בקטן, אבל ניתן לו להתקדם ואני אתרגם עוד רגע שנרד לעומק. Yes, Anthony, please.
Okay. All right. And the last thing I wanted to show you before I get into a demonstration is this is an example of the grades page. And a lot of people I know who'd been using ERANK or ERANK for a while had all A's, or they spent a lot of time getting A's, and they came in and then they were seeing B's and C's and D's and E's, and they were panicking, which you don't need to do. Like I said, they're suggestions. You may want to look at your listing and go, what's got a really low conversion rate? And then modify those listings. If you've got a listing that's got a very high conversion rate, you might go, I'm not going to touch that. This is a good listing for me. I would rather change something else and then maybe sometime in the future modify that listing as well. That's what I wanted to call out there with this screenshot. It's a very interesting one because this is a long-time ERANK member, and she's done exactly that. She's looked at the suggestions and gone, I'm going to leave my bestsellers alone because I think they're doing okay, and I'm going to try modifying my listings that haven't been doing so well, and hopefully in the next few weeks, Etsy will adjust its quality score and start to give them a boost just before the Christmas shopping season begins. So I wanted to share that with you, and then we'll go into a demo to show this in more detail. Can't hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute. Ben is asking a question about grade A will always bring you to the first page?
Nope. No guarantee. All it means is that you're following the best practices. Then you may only have a few other suggestions in there. You could get a crazy keywords. You still have to look at the listing. I would suggest that even if you've got an A, have a look at your conversion rate, how many views you've had, or your visibility score. And if it's not selling, then there's still something wrong with it. A grade A doesn't guarantee success. It just means you're following most of the best practices that Etsy have given us.
אוקיי, אז מן הסתם זה יכול מאוד לעזור, זה לא יכול להבטיח. חלק ממה שאנטוני מראה כאן זה שבעצם יש את כמה צפו בפריט, כמה הקליקו עליו, מה ה-conversion, זאת אומרת, גם כמה קנו אותו או הקליקו עליו. קחו בחשבון שזה מה שהאצי אמרו שהם עושים. הם לוקחים בחשבון את הפריט ובוחנים אותו לעומק. כמה פייבוריט הוא קיבל, כמה פעמים הוא נרכש בעבר, אם זה פריט שיש לנו יותר במלאי, כמה אנשים הסתכלו עליו ונכנסו לפריט. לא רק הכותרת עצמה. אוקיי?
Okay. So, Liran, what I'll do is I'm going to switch over to a demonstration now. But what might be good is, I think we've got a few more minutes. If we've got a little bit of time, maybe a couple of people can give me a few listings and we can have a look at the listing audit if they're comfortable. So I'm going to show...
Okay, I'll just translate. אם יש מישהו שרוצה לתת איזה ליסטינג אחד שלו לדוגמה, אז אנטוני כאן יכול לבדוק ולהראות כאן את הדברים אונליין, אז אפשר לכתוב כאן בצ'אט ואני אעביר את זה. Okay, yeah, I'm
okay. All right, so here I've got a listing. This is a draft listing I've got in my demo shop. It's a simple ring. It's got a very low grade of E, and we've got 4 recommended suggestions and 5 other suggestions in there. So what I want to do is show you what these suggestions are and how you can interpret those and apply them to your shop. So first of all, you'll see here a recommended suggestion here is you are using 7 of 13 tags. Add additional tags to appear in more searches and attract more buyers. And this is something that is highly recommended by Etsy. So if you're not using 13 tags, then, you know, add more tags. That's very...
What about the photos? Do you have to put 10 photos?
No, you don't. So what I've got here, if you look down the bottom here, your listing has less than 10 photos or 10 images. Etsy tell us that using all 10 images can increase your conversion rate. So you should consider adding them, you know, but it's not essential. And you can
I mean, don't put the same photo few times just to have 10 photos, right?
No. That doesn't add value, and it will frustrate buyers. So really, when you're listing an item, you may want to put different angles. You may want to put a close-up. You may want to show, if it's jewelry, you might want to have it on a model, you know, put earrings on and whatever. And you can, you know, Etsy give you some good hints on how to get to 10 pictures now. It doesn't, like I said, it helps your conversion rate. Doesn't necessarily mean you will rank higher initially, but indirectly, if you boost your conversion rate because you've got really good images in there and lots of images, over time, that'll actually improve your ranking. But it's not a direct...
So let me translate. אז הרמתי לו להנחתה בעצם, או קיוויתי שזה התשובה שהוא יגיד, לא חייבים לשים 10 תמונות, אצי כן ממליצים לצלם בכמה זוויות שונות, גם לדעתי ולדעת כל אחד, כולנו אוהבים לעבור בין התמונות ולראות תמונות שונות בפריט, אין חובה לשים 10 תמונות, ובטח לא לשים בכוח 10 תמונות אם אין לנו 10 תמונות, זאת אומרת, לא להעלות את אותה תמונה פעמיים או משהו, זה לא משרת אותנו יותר מדי. And another question, do you think that there is if I have more the quantities, let's say I have a quantity of 10 items at my listing, is it better than having a quantity of 2 items at the listing?
2 items or 2 pictures?
No, items. I mean, let's say you are selling rings, so I will write quantity that have on quantity 5 or 2 or 1.
Oh, right. I don't know. You know,
this is the best question we can get.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you about what I think, or I'll tell the audience. If you have more than one, I mean, if it's not one of a kind and you can produce more than one item, it's better to write more than one, because every time you sell the item, it is, you know, it kind of auto-renew itself up at at Etsy listings. This is one reason.
Yeah.
Or the best reason, I wouldn't put or wouldn't write that I have, let's say, 20 or 300 items, because then it's kind of a mass production and not a handmade, maybe.
Yep. Yeah, I like that approach actually. Yeah, but I've not seen anything specific from Etsy that says, you know, this is the ideal quantity.
אז Etsy בעצם לא אמרו שכדאי או פחות, שזה מומלץ לשים כמות גבוהה, או שהוא לא ראה כאן שום דבר שמקדם ששים כמות גבוהה יותר או נמוכה יותר. אני ממליץ כאן, בסך הכל מתוך הבנה איך המערכת עובדת, אם זה לא one of a kind, שימו יותר מאחד, אולי מישהו ירצה לקנות 2, ומעבר לזה, ברגע שיש מכירה, הפריט מוקפץ יותר גבוה בחיפושים, הייתי שם כמות סבירה, לא כמות אדירה. תמיד אפשר לעדכן. Okay, so Anthony, if you will look at the chat, you can find few listings that people already paste on the chat here.
Okay.
Or you wanted to show us first something?
Yeah, I'll show a few more things, and we've still got like 12 minutes, so I'll then quickly go in there. But I wanted to show people
how to use it. You can take even 20 minutes, Anthony. Here in Israel, you know, we can slide a bit with the timing.
Okay. I'm hungry. All right.
We are all tired. It's you know, after 10 p.m. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll try not to be too long.
We are fine.
So this listing contains several single-word tags. So in the Ultimate Guide to Search, Etsy tell people use multi-phrase keywords in your tags now. So you can go down, you can click on this link here, and you can see ring and bands. You know, it highlights keywords or tags that have got that are not multi-word tags in there. So this is a neat little trick for you to follow. Etsy recently told the world that you don't need to have bands as a tag if it's also a category. So you can actually remove this tag and put something else in its place. So you actually have more tags or more keywords now as well. So these are a couple of things that are
this I would
really...
like to translate.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry for cutting.
No, go.
הוא הולך כאן לפי מה שהצי כתבו לנו. אם העליתם קטגוריה, אתם בתוך קטגוריה של בריידס, או קטגוריה של, אני לא רואה כאן, הוא מסתיר בדיוק, אבל של רינגס, אין טעם לשים את התגית רינג, כי קיבלנו את התגית הזאת במתנה, בעצם זה שאנחנו בקטגוריה של רינגס. אז זה בזבוז לשים אותה, אפשר לשים טג אחר במקום, ולהרוויח את המקום הזה. דבר שני, עדיף לשים טגים של ביטויים ארוכים יותר, ולא להשתמש בביטויים קצרים. Thank you.
Okay. So the next thing I wanted to point out was we've now added the spelling checker into the listing audit as well. So you can see that there's a spelling issue down here. And you look a bit close and you'll see that I've spelt husband wrong. And Etsy have told us, you know, don't deliberately put spelling mistakes into your tags. It's not very effective at all. So you should go in there and fix it up. Occasionally, just as a disclaimer here, we will have errors that are not errors. So, for example, names, nouns, or new words that have come into the language in the last few years.
Like slime.
Slime's okay. But what's an example? Instagram. Some people put Instagram as a tag. Now, Instagram isn't in the typical English dictionary, but we know it's not a spelling mistake. So those ones you can ignore. You know, Etsy don't know about this. This is between you and ERANK. If you think that the spelling is okay, you can ignore the warning here. If you look at it and go, yep, that is wrong, then you should go and fix it. That's,
okay. So I'll translate it as well. אז הוא נתן כאן דוגמה שבעצם הכניסו כאן למה שאנחנו מכירים כבר בגריידס, הוא הכניס כאן עוד שדה, זה של שגיאות הכתיב, כבר כאן אפשר לראות זה, את השגיאות בתגיות, והוא ממליץ מאוד בהמלצת אצי, לא לעשות בכוונה שגיאות, זאת אומרת, לפעמים חלק מאיתנו בכוונה נשים בחלק מהתגיות שגיאות הקלדה מתוך מחשבה, שאז נעלה יותר גבוה בחיפושים, אז אצי אמרו, אל תעשו את זה, ואפשר לראות את זה, כי באמת עד לא מזמן שהיינו רושמים, נגיד, במקום רינג היינו רושמים, במקום R-I-N-G הייתי רושם R-N-I-G, נגיד בשגיאת הקלדה, אז פעם אצי לא היו מתקנים, היום הם מתקנים את זה, אז זה בזבוז. זאת אומרת, אצי מבינים שיש כאן שגיאה, כמו שגוגל יודע לזהות שגיאה, והם יראו את המינוח הנכון, אז חבל לנו לבזבז תגית על שגיאות כתיב, זה לא יקדם אותנו לשום מקום. והוא רק נתן כאן כזה, הוא אמר, תראה, אבל יש מילים שעדיין אצי לא מבינים שזה שגיאת כתיב או לא שגיאת כתיב, נגיד השם שלנו, אם אני כותב לירן לדוגמה, אז הם יראו את זה כשגיאת כתיב, למרות שזה לא שגיאה. אוקיי, thank you.
Okay, good. And then a couple of other things I just wanted to point out. So Etsy are big about eliminating similar tags. You know, oftentimes you'll have a tag that can be found in the title or in the categories or in other tags. So this is an opportunity for you to reuse that tag for something else. So, for example here, rose gold, right? I go across here and I see rose gold band. So guess what? This word, this tag is found exactly the same order right here. So what it means is this tag here is redundant, and you can actually remove that tag and put something else in its place. So it's Etsy telling us how to get more variety in our tags, how to attract more people through more different searches. So it's a good opportunity for people to find more buyers by looking at this warning here, removing the tag, and putting something else in its place. I hope that makes sense there.
Okay, so translate.
Yep.
שזה דבר מאוד משמעותי גם שקורה כאן, החזרתיות של המילים, שבזבוז לשים את זה בתגיות, שוב, זה מה שאצי כתבו, זה גם מה שאני ככה יצא לי להראות לכם, וגם כאן אנחנו רואים את זה עכשיו קורה בפועל. הוא אמר לדוגמה, אם יש לכם תגיד שהיא רוז גולד בנד, אז חבל לכם לשים עוד תגיד שהיא רק רוז גולד, חבל להכניס את אותו ביטוי, כי הביטוי עצמו כבר נמצא בתוך התגיד, וזה יחסוך לנו, זאת אומרת, ואז נבטל את התגיד מספר 2 כאן, שנקראת רוז גולד, ונוכל להכניס ביטוי אחר, חבל, כי הוא כבר נמצא בתוך הביטוי הזנב הארוך, הרוז גולד בנד, ואצי יודעים כאן לחתוך חלק מהביטויים. אנטוני, this one is for Etsy Pro? All of this or some of the fields on the grade?
So most of this was for the free users. If you're pro, you will see searches and engagement, and you'll see the trend information associated with the tag that you've used.
Okay.
But all this stuff...
Okay, I'll translate. אז שאלתי אותו אם זה, בעקבות השאלה כאן של פאולה, האם גם זה בתשלום? אז התשובה היא לא, זה חלק מהחלק החינמי, שנוכל לראות את הטבלה הזאת, היא לא מלאה. זאת אומרת, מי שלא בפרו, יראה כאן, לא יוכל לראות את הגרף כאן של הטרנדס, ועוד איזה שני גרפים כאן. יהיה לכם מסומן שזה בתשלום, אוקיי? האדם צריך להתפרנס, כן. אוקיי, thank you, אנטוני.
Okay, good. I think that's probably what I wanted to share there. I know we don't have much more time, so I think maybe we'll show a few listings that have been posted in the chat window. Now, I have a technical question for you, Liren. How do I see the chat window?
There is next to the share and everything, the button, you will see also a chat. I think it's in the back.
Oh, there we are.
Okay.
Okay, all right. This is much better.
So try to read the Hebrew, and then we will find the links for some of the information. And I'll try. There is a.
All right. So we've got one.
There is a lot.
Okay, I see. Oh, there's a lot. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see what I can do here.
הוא עשה משהו במחשבים. הוא לקח בעצם את מספר הליסטינג של מי החנות הזאת?
All right, so we've got someone here. I'm not sure who it is.
It's Yael's shop,
Yael?
Yael Gershon.
Okay, all right. So we've got an E grade in here. So let's have a look at some of the suggestions that we've got
Yael, don't
here.
be so happy. You got a grade E. She's very kidding.
It could be okay, you know. It could be.
Okay.
So, first of all, this is a very common one. We get a lot of people that have written titles in the old style that Etsy were encouraging. And now Etsy are telling us, don't write for computers. You've got to write for humans, right? So when you have lots of little phrases in your title, it looks robotic and, you know, it looks like you've optimized for algorithms rather than writing good, friendly titles. So that's why this message here is coming up. So let's have a look at the title here. You know, that's not too bad to begin with. I think why the system is flagging this as possibly written for computers is there's lots of little tags that are added towards the end here. So if you look at what Etsy are telling us to do nowadays, they're saying short, descriptive titles. It might be something for you to consider. Now, if it's a bestseller, like I said earlier, leave it alone. But that's why that warning would be coming up, or that suggestion would be coming up. Did you want to translate that?
Yeah. אז קודם כל אומרים זה, she just said that she sold this item a few minutes ago or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Then ignore it.
אז מה שאנטוני אומר, אם הפריט הזה נמכר, טוב, אל תשני, הוא רק תקחי את הרעיון כאן מה שהוא מציע. הוא אומר שהפריט הזה, קודם כל, ההערה הראשונה שקיבלת, זה בגלל שיש כאן הרבה ביטויים קצרים, אצי פחות אוהבים את הכותרות האלה היום, וכדאי לעשות כותרת אחת קצרה ומדויקת, או ביטוי מסוים, או איזה משפט מסוים, ולא להתחיל לדבר למחשב, אלא לדבר ללקוחות. זה השינוי המשמעותי כאן, שאנחנו צריכים לדעת איך לעשות את זה, לדבר יותר ללקוח, מה שלקוחה אמורה לראות בכותרת, ולא מה שגוגל או מנוע חיפוש אמור לראות בכותרת, כי גם אצי הם מחפשים בצורה שלקוחות מחפשים. אוקיי, אנטוני?
Okay. And then I'll pick on another one here. So it says you were using 10 out of 13 tags. So let's have a quick look there at what tags are being used in this listing. And yeah, fair enough. There are only 10 that are being used in here. So I'd recommend you find 3 more tags in there. because I think you can get even more people to see this listing and hopefully get some more buyers as well.
אוקיי, הוא ממליץ לשים עוד 3 תגיות, כמו שאצי ממליצים בעצם. ההמלצה של אצי זה כן לנצל את כל 13 התגיות, זה בסך הכל, משם ימצאו אותנו, אז כדאי לנצל את כל 13 התגיות. אוקיי?
Okay. I might pick a few other listings now just to try and review as many as possible.
אז אנטוני בעצם יחפש כאן עוד אחד. ושוב, יאל, אם הפריט הזה עובד טוב ונמכר, לא הייתי רץ לשנות אותו, כי כבר יש לו את הדירוג. אצי לוקחים בחשבון את המכירות ואת הצפיות, אז לא הייתי רץ לשנות אותו, אלא הייתי לוקח פריט אחר שפחות עובד, ואותו הייתי בודק כאן. קודם כל מוסיף תגיות זה בטוח. 13 תגיות זה ברמת החובה, אל תפספסו את זה.
Okay, so this next one is Vada.
That's good.
It looks good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have we got here? White and gold pearl bar necklace. All right. Okay, so we don't have much in the way of recommendations. So it looks like Vada has done a good job of optimizing.
Because I met Varda yesterday. Hi, Varda.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding, but we actually met 2 days ago. Yeah. Okay.
So we've got a few things in here. It looks like some tags. There's some similar tags that are in the listing, so maybe we can optimize those. And she's using less than 10 images. So let's have a look at both of those quickly here. So, okay, wow, this is really good. Bar necklace. So you'll see that there's also gold bar necklace in the tags as well. So, you know, if you like, you can remove this tag here and find something else in its place. Or if it's a good selling item, you can leave it alone. But I want to have a look at the images because this can be interesting. So bear with me. Okay.
הוא אומר, יש לו איזה הערה כנראה על התמונות, שמשהו כאן, זאת אומרת, שככל שיורדים למטה אפשר לראות כאן כל מיני הערות, ואחת, הוא אומר, בסך הכל הכותרת בסדר, הנה, הגענו לתמונות, אז הוא אומר, יכול להיות שחסרות תמונות. אגב, ורדה, מה שהערתי לך גם, אני חושב שהתמונות עצמם צריך לצלם על מישהי, ואז ה-conversion rate יהיה יותר טוב, זה בטוח. I just told her that I think those photos should be, she should take a model and have photos on a model.
Yeah, agreed. You know, this is for the way Etsy used to be about a year or two ago. This will be fine. But now that we've got more options, yeah, try and get a model in there. Maybe something with a white background. Looks like there's some good close-ups in there. Maybe even the packaging, showing it in a box or something like that, just so people know that it's going to be shipped and arrive safely. And the other thing is as well, make sure that your main image, that first image, is your best possible image. So if you've got one that's a little bit blurry or something like that, you want to try and get that best image up front. If you have a light box, you might want to use that to eliminate some shadows from your images as well. And the other thing is as well, with the new feature, you'll see that what I do is I show what the best practices are. This is stuff that's coming directly from Etsy. This is their advice. And I also have links back to the Etsy Ultimate Guide to Search. So if you want to learn more information about it, you can click on that link and it'll open up the page on Etsy and you can go and read more information about how that works.
Okay, I'll translate. אז הוא אומר, בתמונות היה הערות, אז הוא אומר, שימי לב להערות של התמונות, הערות שאצי מציעים, הוא הציע כאן גם או על דוגמנית או על רקע לבן, זאת אומרת, מתוך תפיסת עין, מה נראה יותר טוב. אני גם זוכר שהתמונות טיפה היו מטושטשות לפחות בחלקם. אוקיי, thank you.
All right. I'll try another one.
Yeah, people
I don't know this.
keep adding their listing, so let's have another one, just for fun.
Yeah, I did about 20 listings and it took me 2 hours to go through them, so I can't do that today, but I'll try and get through a few.
And you're hungry, you want to have your lunch soon. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is a D grade. What have we got for suggestions here? Okay, so we talked about the writing for computers.
Yeah, free shipping. I think it's I wouldn't have the free shipping at the first, it's the first keyword. I mean,
No, I wouldn't either. So I'd remove that. The rest looks pretty good, you know, rustic coat rack with plug-in lamp, rack with swiveling lamp. That looks good to me. I think it's just really get rid of that free shipping. You've got to begin your title with the most important words that describe your listing the best. That's what Etsy are telling us. So free shipping, that's anything that's too ambiguous. Let's see. I'm trying to find something that's a bit unusual in here so I can explain it while I've got everyone's attention.
Okay.
Okay, your title may be truncated in Etsy search because it is so long. Now, that's okay. But what Etsy are telling us, if you read the guide, is that a lot of people, they will only see the first 4 or 5 words in the search results because it gets truncated. So you want to make sure the beginning of the title is really descriptive, especially if your image is a bit hard to understand. And the other thing as well is keep in mind that people are using their phone to buy now as well. So again, they've got a small screen. They only see a few words. So try and get those best words in the beginning of the title. Okay. It's okay to have a long title. That's not a major problem, but having the best words at the beginning is going to help with your conversion rate and your views.
I'll translate. So, קודם כל, דיברנו שנינו כאן, הסכמנו שלעשות free shipping, לשים בתחילת הכותרת, לא כל כך צריך, כי גם ככה הם עושים באמת free shipping, אז יראו את זה למטה בתחתית הליסטינג, שזה free shipping, אין צורך. עדיף לשים בתחילת הכותרת את הדבר העיקרי, כי גם ככה הלקוחות רואים את תחילת הכותרת לפני שמקליקים על הפריט עצמו, בחיפוש הכללי. זה לא כזה נורא מבחינת אנטוני או מבחינת אצי לשים עוד איזה כמה ביטויים, אבל לא רק שאצי מעדיפים שהכותרות יהיו יותר מדויקות, גם הלקוחות רואות את הביטוי המדויק ביותר, אז את תחילת הכותרת, ולכן עדיף ששם יהיה הביטוי העיקרי ולא free shipping במקרה הזה. Okay, let's have maybe last one, okay? Not...
Okay, yeah. So this is Miri?
Sorry?
Okay. All right, this is a listing from Miri. So we've got a C grade in here. Again, we've got the title that doesn't look like it's very human-friendly. So let's have a quick look at that again. So we've got canvas wall art, large wall art, modern wall art, abstract print, figurative art. So you can see lots and lots of tags have been copied into the title here. So I, again, follow Etsy's advice. Try and get good descriptive phrases in there. If it's selling okay, then you can ignore this. I wouldn't want you to change something and then it hurts your sales. But if you're struggling to get views and sales, have a look at the suggestions. Get a nice title that's written for humans and lead it with your strongest terms. Did you want to translate?
Yes, so מירי בעצם מה שאומר כאן זה שהכותרת היא מדברת כרגע למחשב ולא לאדם. אם הפריט עובד טוב, אל תגיע, אבל אם הוא לא עובד טוב, אז כנראה שאנחנו עדיף שאנחנו נכתוב כותרת יותר שמדברת לאדם עצמו. אפשר לקצר את זה, להרכיב איזה משפט מהכותרת עצמה, ואין טעם לחזור על זה, לשים תגיות בכותרת. זאת אומרת, אין שום בעיה לחזור על או אין צורך לחזור על זה, גם אין צורך להעתיק את הכותרת לתוך תחילת תיאור המוצר. אצי גם עכשיו כותבים בכל מקום, שזה לא רלוונטי, אז חבל לעשות את הדבר הזה. Yes, I translate, I guess.
Okay, thank you. All right, so there's 2 other really interesting ones in here as well, which I think people should also consider. These are not highly recommended, but there's something to keep in your mind, right? So it says the description is long. And that's okay, you know, you can have a long description if you like. But Etsy, in their guide, are telling us that the first 160 to 500 characters are the most important to external search engines. And they've also told us that people, they don't read everything in the description. I think everyone that's sold something knows that they will all have a user, a buyer that's bought something and you know they haven't read the description. So, you know, putting this together, try and keep your descriptions a little bit shorter, a little bit more precise. Begin with the specifics about what you're trying to sell, because at the end of the day, when it's a really long description, people don't have a lot of time to read it. So you want to try and keep it fairly brief.
אז הוא מציע גם שהתיאור המוצר לא חייבים שהוא יהיה כל כך ארוך, רוב הלקוחות לא קוראים את כל התוכן, זה לא נורא שיש ארוך, רק קחו בחשבון שהם לא תמיד קוראים הכל. אוקיי?
Yeah, and just to repeat, in the best practices, if you just saw what I did, I clicked and moved down to the description. It just tells you again what Etsy are relaying and advising people to do there. So that's, I wanted to point that out.
אז יש כאן טיפים של אצי תמיד. הוא לקח מאצי את הטיפים ושם אותם כאן, ושלוחצים על הכפתור הלבן, אפשר להגיע שוב לחוברת ההדרכה של אצי שמסבירה את הנושא הספציפי הזה, שזה מצוין. Well, that's great.
And, you know, yeah, I actually look at this and I think it's actually a good description. So, you know, this is not my own personal bias. I'm relaying what Etsy are telling us to do now. So,
מירי הוא מרוצה מתיאור המוצר שלך, כן. I'll translate that you said it's a nice description.
Yeah. Now, there's one last thing I wanted to point out, and this is processing times. Now, this is an interesting one that Etsy have given us a little bit more information about. And they talk about processing times and how they can influence a buyer's purchase decision. And you think about it a little bit, you know, if a buyer has to wait a long time for the item to be made and shipped, that can be a problem. Someone that wants to order something for Christmas, they want to, you know that it's going to arrive in time. You know, if it's going to be late for Christmas, then someone's going to be very sad. And you also need to keep in mind that they may get it. What if it's broken? What, you know, you have to ship it back. Can you get a replacement in time and things like that? So having a long processing time can be a little bit of a problem. If you've got something that's on the shelf ready to ship, you probably want to avoid unnecessary padding of your processing time and maybe put 1 to 3 business days. If it's handmade, very intricate detail, it has to be a long processing time. You know, that's you just can't make it quick enough. You've got to keep it realistic as well. But keep that in mind. If you've got something and you just put everything as, you know, 10 days processing time when it's sitting on the shelf, try and reduce that time. That's what I wanted to point out there.
Okay.
And that's, I think it's neat advice.
רק טרנסלטית, שבעצם עצים ממליצים, וגם אנחנו כאן, לקצר את הזמן של הפרוססינג טיים, זמן הכנת המוצר, בהחלט לצמצם, בהנחה שיש לנו את הפריט מוכן. ברור שלי שבקרמיקה אין מה לעשות, 3 שבועות זה 3 שבועות, זה לא יעזור כלום, אבל בפריטים שכבר מוכנים, אז אל תתעצלו, רוצו לדואר, או מראש תגידו ללקוח שזה יהיה מוכן מהר. אצי גם מדרגים, הם כתבו שזמן המשלוח ומחיר המשלוח הם בהחלט לוקחים בחשבון גם. אוקיי, אז נשאיר כאן 2 דקות עכשיו לשאלות ותשובות, אם למישהו יש, אם מישהו רוצה גם בקול לשאול באנגלית, או לכתוב לי כאן אז אני אשאל אותו. אז אני מחכה רק רגע. Anthony, I just asked them if they want to ask any question.
Okay. All right.
They are saying thank you. I guess they're all tired.
They are,
So
okay.
one last thing, okay, I guess no question for now.
Okay, that's good. I think we answered a few during the way. I had one more slide to share with you because, you know, I like to let people know that, you know, we're good friends and I'd like to take care of your friends and the people that you help as well. So we have this special deal for anyone that likes the pro features and would like to try it out. For eDealer customers, you can get the first month for $4.99, which is normally $9.99, and then every other month is $8.99. So there's a link there. If you're interested, just log into etsyrank.com and then open up that link. You've got to make sure you're logged in first of all. So that's for everyone that's been watching today.
Mm-hmm. So just let me just translate this thing. So מה שבעצם אנטוני נתן לנו כאן בלינק שותפים כזה, שמי שייכנס, מי שרוצה להיכנס לאצי פרו, אז אנחנו מקבלים את זה ב-4.99 לחודש הראשון להתנסות, ואחר כך במקום 9.99 זה יעלה $8.99 לחודש. אם ניקח אותנו כמה חודשים אחורה, שראינו פעם ראשונה את האצי רנק בתשלום, שזה היה אחלה גם ומהפכה, לפי דעתי כאן יש הרבה יותר כלים, וזה נראה לי מאוד רלוונטי ויכול לעזור לכולנו. אז אני מבקש ממנו שישתף את המצגת, הלינק הזה, אתם רואים, יש סלש לירן, מה שהוא הציע, זאת אומרת, תירשמו, תהיו בתוך אצי רנק, ושתעשו את הסלש לירן, אז תוכלו לראות שמקבלים את ההנחה בשבילנו. אני מבקש ממנו גם, ניקח אחר כך את הלינק הזה ואת המצגת, אני אתן את זה, אעביר לכם את זה גם הלאה. Anthony, thank you very much. Let me just see one last question. Okay. We let the people go to sleep, and you can go to have your lunch.
Yep.
Many thanks, Anthony. It was a great presentation.
It was my pleasure.
I learned a lot of, and I really like. I really like what I saw.
Great.
People asking if someone is already registered, how can they get the discount, אז, so I'll tell them to talk with you. Deal with them, Anthony.
There's my email address there. Send me an email. I'll look after you.
Okay, Dudu, you have his email address. Deal with him. It's not my problem. It's your problem.
That's fine. I'll take care of them. I saw someone say, "Can you stop whenever you like?" And yes, you can. You know, if for whatever reason you want to cancel, you can do that. You can use it until the end of the billing cycle. But I'm very flexible. I want to help everyone and make it as affordable as I possibly can. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me.
Yeah, sure. Anthony, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
חברים, תודה לכל מי שהיה כאן. כיף לראות שכל כך הרבה אנשים מתעניינים, כיף לראות שגם אנשים מהתחום, מנהלי חנויות וכאלה שמלמדים וצלמים היו כאן ורצו ללמוד עוד תוכן. באמת כל הכבוד, גם בשעות האלה, אחרי יום עבודה שלם. ממש ממש תודה שבאתם. אני מסיים את ההקלטה. ייקח לי קצת זמן לאבד את זה, אני מקווה שעוד הלילה או מחר, אני אעלה את זה כבר לאוויר, וגם את המצגת אני אבקש ממנו בשביל לשלוח לכם. אז המון המון תודה, לילה טוב. אנטוני, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to see you all again. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.